This was like top 2 worst punishments in school. The only worst one for me is my mom coming to the school. My mom was gonna beat my... Fire these teachers!
Wow, they're blocking the stairs! Yes. What is she blocking? What is she blocking? They're blocking stairs and shit. Hello?
The American education system has done a lot of things wrong, but nothing lives in your head more than a punishment you didn't deserve. Back in the day, they had our parents kneeling on rice to walking laps in silence, and somewhere out here they're still doing that. And in a way, school's punishments always felt less about learning and more like power trips and control. Today, we're unpacking the wildest, dumbest, and most cruel school punishments some of you even had to live through. And if you experienced any of these now, I pray for you, but let me know in the comments. Let's just get into it. The kneel on the wall punishment is crazy. This was mainly a gym class exclusive where they'd have you bent on the wall holding your arms up till your legs turn numb, or even worse, when they had you running up and down the gym like this is boot camp with burpees included. But that's barely the tip of the iceberg. Let's not forget about silent lunch, when they punished the whole class just because 2 kids were in the back whispering to each other about the damn Fortnite battle pass. And not to forget to mention, that shit will be awkward as hell. The one time in the day motherfuckers get to communicate and they strip us of that. Mind you, these 2 kids will get the meanest side eye the whole day. There was a few times I ain't minded, but bro, we would be face to face busting down that dirty ass preschool lunch, shit looking like vomit and crystallized bacteria in my plate, and we just staring at each other. All you hear is chewing. These teachers would be propped up like security guards. You for real had to wait for them to move around to speak, and don't let them catch you. They start moving like you just punched out their grandma or something. I had a friend who once got detention because he sneezed too loud. That's not a punishment, that's a power trip. That same day he got caught talking in class, and the teacher straight up roasted him. A grown ass woman making fun of a child for his size. I wish I was making that up, and then bro cried right after. I was the same size as him, so I felt that too. And one time I was even coughing during the silent lunch. Now mind you, I was a pretty bad kid, so I threw a chicken nugget at the teacher. Now, don't copy me, because I definitely did get suspended for that, and the punishments just got worse. I had to write a whole apology to the teacher. I felt so powerless. Could I not have just said sorry? They got me writing love letters to these people, bro. I know teachers go through a lot, but so do the students. I got suspended a lot in my younger years, and every time I would think it would affect my college chances. Whole time that was a lie. Not to say it doesn't matter, but the petty suspensions definitely got overlooked. In class suspension, they'd have you in the back of some random classroom, and for my school, you would get a full-length winter break sized homework packet and be expected to finish it by the end of the day. I'm talking like 30 pages straight reading and essays. This might be part of the reason I'm able to articulate myself so well now, because if you didn't finish the 3 to 4 essay assignment, you would get an official out of school suspension, and back-to-back suspensions in a black household is damn near suicide. I will be in these classes all day, no phone, no food, just a plastic chair and a packet. Back then, if you did get food, it was the cold wrapped in saran wrap. I remember the exact meal: a cold cheese sandwich, carrots, and some milk. Is you serious? The school system thought that was gonna fix me. Instead, it just made me hate school even more. By the way, I'm allergic to peanut butter. They tried to give me that PB&J one time. I let them know I'm allergic. They looked me dead in my face like this and said,
"We can't help you."
Pure evil, I'm telling y'all. If you think today is bad, you should see what they were doing in the past. Corporal punishment was literally legal in most schools until like 30 years ago, and I guarantee in some places it still is. They had wooden paddles, rulers to the hands, soap in your mouth. It was giving trauma, not teaching, but even worse, nobody called it out. Kids can barely defend themselves. They think that is normal. I got a 9-piece chicken nugget from McDonald's, rarest item ever. If you want one, you gotta subscribe. That's part of the reason we got so many mentally fried adults zombie walking out here. People gonna try and say,
that's just how it was.
Nah, it was just dead wrong. Nowadays it's less physical, but just as weird. They still got kids writing the same both sentences over and over again like they're in a psych ward, or whatever other Gen Z punishments they see fit. Schools literally have made kids wear signs that say, I talk too much. Like, bro, this is how kids grow up to hate everybody. They get told they talk too much. They get told they too much of this. They're too different. Bro, these same teachers were the ones bullied, and now they're bullying these kids. A lot of schools now try to embarrass students into behaving, but it's not discipline, it's content for them compared to before. It was pure evil in private, now it's pure evil in public. And for a generation that grew up online, humiliation does more damage than they realize. Let's talk about dress codes, because while they seem like they're about professionalism or respectability, they've always had an agenda, and that agenda, control, in schools all across America. Girls are consistently targeted more harshly for what they wear, and it's never solely because they're dressing differently, but because their bodies are read differently. A white girl and a black girl, for example, could be wearing the same tank top, but guess who gets pulled aside for being too distracting? But this could go for any girl outside of race. It's always been deeper than just fabric. This is about the adultification of literal children. This is why that damn island exists. Institution sees girls as older, more sexual, more rebellious, even when they're 12 years old. So instead of protecting them, the school punishes them for their hair, their body type, their expression. Dress codes don't create discipline, they create shame. They don't protect our kids, they reinforce bias. They'll tell you that you're being too grown or you're distracting. Bruh, you're the only one distracted, creep. Who are these rules really for? We punish girls for existing in their own skin and then wonder why they disengage. This isn't about dress codes, it's about how the youth are policed for being themselves. Same could be applied to hoodies and sweatpants in school. There was a point towards the end of my regular school experience where we couldn't wear either, and I thought that was hella weird too. Maybe they thought I was a thug or something, but for it to bother them or anyone that much for me to be comfortable was concerning. And I had uniforms, so those days they allowed us to dress up, and they'd still police our own form of expression. Let's keep it real though, a lot of these punishments hit different in black schools or schools with students of color. How many times do we have to get suspended or sent to the office just for tone or having an attitude? And it always be some Caucasian in my face telling me this. I don't got no beef with the melt community. I'm just saying it how I see it, because even in college, these professors, man, let me just bite my tongue till I graduate. They were criminalizing kids before we even had a chance, and now we wonder why so many students are disconnected or anxious in the classroom. And at its worst, they are now fully taking kids' phones and subjecting them to the brainwash of the American school system. And bro, I had a 3.9 GPA. Trust and believe, most of this y'all learning is some bullshit. Cruel school punishments never made better students. They made students mad, quiet, and or numb. So many of us are just now unlearning what schools made us believe about ourselves. If you're watching this and you still remember that time they called your mom for something dumb, just know you're not alone. If you still remember the time your teacher or dean probably violated you, don't forget about that. We're in this together. Drop your stories below, like the video if you survived school without breaking down, and if you're still in school, thug it out a little while longer. I promise you it gets better after this. Not like insanely better, but better. I'll see y'all soon.
Don't pat me down, I ain't go to class, yeah. I'd rather die before I come in last. I ain't feel like this in a long time. I ain't feel like this in a long time. I ain't had shit in a long time. It's feel like this